That'll shut y'all up right quick.
Where's the camera?
I record the desktop. So the computer actually records whatever I do on the desktop. Yeah. So you can just sound all country on the video. Yep. Hey y'all, watch your shit.
Follow me at McClure. Give a shout out.
All right, let's do one to get everybody's brain endings. What do you call it? Synaptic. Get you firing. We'll do I think we did 11 the other day, did we not? 11 numbers.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do 12 today because it's because I want to do a 5-number summary. I didn't get to do that the other day. Text, we'll make the text equal to 18. So, we're going to do ages or weights today?
Ages.
I'm just kidding. All right, let's go with 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, 25, 26, 26, 30, 32, 35, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right? Find the mean and standard deviation, draw the curve. If you can't do it, then that means you are a failure. Just come on in whenever, that's fine.
That wasn't me today.
I know. Give y'all a couple more minutes. All right. So what's the mean? Well, this is summation. Well, I thought it was. There we go. The summation of all these numbers divided by what? Divided by 12. Is that what y'all got? Now, what do you do with this number? You subtract it from every one of these numbers. So you might want to write down above this column, subtract mean from each of these numbers, so you don't forget. If you do it on Excel, make sure you hit F4, Foxtrot 4. Make sure you hit that. And then copy it down. Now, those of you that are doing it by hand, do the first one, the middle one, and the last one. Make sure your numbers come out the right way. But if you take 18 and you subtract the mean, you get that number right there. Now, what are we going to do with that? Square it. So equals this squared. And for those of you that don't have the formula, which I need to get that because right now we're not recording what's off the desktop. I'll pull this up. Sorry. Glad I pulled it up. There we go. Now we're recording the desktop. Okay, for those that don't have the formula for the standard deviation, the standard, or the variance, I'm sorry, the variance is equal to x, the summation, that means you add them all up, of x minus x bar, quantity squared, over n minus 1. So right now we've got x minus x bar quantity squared, but what do we got to do to it? Got to add it all up, Hubert. That's right, class. So add all those numbers up, and that is your numerator to your formula. So our numerator is equal to 348.67. Now, in your calculator, you want to leave it in there, the long number, okay? Divided by, what's 12 minus 1? And your variance is that calculation right there. Yes, ma'am. You have a question? Okay. All right. So I'm going to take my variance right here. I'm going to put in equals this number divided by 11. Is that what y'all got? 31.69. Now again, the variance is really, I don't really care about that. What I care about is this number right here. And that is this number raised to the what? The 1/2 power, or 0.5 power. The square root. That's the number you want. So I'm going to highlight that green per day. And dang old order around it. There you go. That's an important number. And of course, the mean is an important number. And now, dang old aqua. Those are your two important numbers. Now, your median is the middle of these two numbers, so we got to average them. So that's going to be equal to, parentheses, this number plus this number divided by 2. What does our data look like? Sloppy or tight? It's tight. The only one between these two. So we'll do the mid-range and we'll see. I don't really care about the mode, but the mode looks like what? 19 and 21 and 26. 19, 21, and 26. Is that right? 19, 21, and 26. Now, if we had one more 26, then it'd be just would be 26. But since they're all 2, that's that. Range is equal to the highest minus the what? Lowest. And then mid-range, that's another indicator of your data, is equal to the highest plus the lowest divided by 2. Okay? Why is it a little bit high? Because of that 35. 35 is a little bit high compared to the others. That, I think, is probably why it's a little bit high. If you just had a 30 there, then mid-range goes a little bit closer. Okay, what was those last two numbers? I'll just hit undo. That's all right. I'll just hit undo. Is that it? There we go. All right, so the 35 throws the mid-range off a little bit from the mean and the median, but it's still good data. You just make sure you know that that 35 is throwing it off a little bit. Capiche? All right, so let's draw our curve. And we'll just start right here. And that's equal to the median. That's in the middle. And just so you know, I'm going to color that aqua so you'll know where I got it. I get so many people that say, how did you get your curve? Well, there's 24, there it is, same thing. Okay, equals this number plus this number. I'm sorry. Blue plus green, I don't know what that is. What's blue plus green?
Green, blue.
Green, blue? Oh well, I can't tell you that. You just have to put plus 1 standard deviation is what you're going to have to put above it. Equals this plus standard deviation. I'm going to go to 3 standard deviations. This plus standard deviation. This minus standard deviation. This minus standard deviation. I don't want to get it all too close together, but I'll fix it. So there's your curve. Take your handy dandy straight line maker. There's that. And your curve. So 95% falls between 13.07 and what? 35.6. 95% falls in 2 standard deviations. All right, what's unusual? Well, your unusual is between the 2nd and 3rd standard deviation. That's your unusual. And then the outlier is going to be orange. Outlier is outside 3 standard deviations. Okay? Feel good about that? Now let's find the 5-number summary. Now the 5-number summary is what you need to draw your box plot. And you're going to have a section of that. So, of homework and test questions about a box plot. Your box plot, 5-number summary, is made up of your mean, your median, your max, and then in the middle, you got your 25th percentile or first quartile. Say again? Yes, that's what it's called. Now, the median is called the 50th percentile or the second quartile. It's also called median. Trying to get this out where y'all can see it, so just bear with me. Trying to. There you go. Then what do you think the last one's called? The 75th percentile. Or the what? Third what? Come on, y'all can do it. Quartile, good. Third quartile. Well, I'll do the min and the max for you. And the median. The min is, of course, your lowest number. I'm going to color that some color. We'll color it, I'll get some more colors here. We'll color that one gray. So you can remember what it looks, where I'm getting it from. The max is equal to this guy. And we'll color him. I'll use a little light blue. There we go. Light blue. Now the median, we already have it. It's right here. Color that yellow. What about these guys? Well, there's 2 ways to get the quartiles. One is to just count and calculate it. Let me show you. Where's that 23? That 23 is where? It's right here. Everybody agree with that? All right, so that 23 is right there. So how many numbers are above that 23? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So find the median of those 6. So I'm going to take my handy dandy highlighter and we're going to color those orange. Not that it goes with the graph or anything, but I need another color and we're going to go with light orange. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to take number 3 and number 4 and I'm going to take the average of those 2. I've already used that color. Gotta use another color. Dang old purple looking color. No. Dang old. You don't have too many colors to go by. Oh, that purple right there. There we go. And that's equal to, parentheses, this guy plus this guy divided by 2. So your 21st quartile is, your 25th quartile is 19.5. Now you figure the 75th percentile. So let's find that color. Oh, why does that keep changing colors? It's supposed to be yellow. I must have clicked on it. Oh my. Okay, that's these two right here. We'll color that. That color right there, whatever color that is. And that's equal to, parentheses, this plus this divided by 2. Now another way to do it is take 0.25, multiply it by the number we have. 0.25 times 12 comes out to be what? 3. And count 3. 1, 2, 3. And then take the average of those two numbers. Well, what's the average of 19 and 20? 19.5. So however you get it, it's the same thing. So what does that tell us? Well, that tells us 5-number summary. But what do you do with the 5-number summary? Well, the first thing you do is you plot a number line. Plot a number line, and we're going to do the box plot right up under here. Plot a number line. And there's your number line. And the bottom is going to be called 18. And the top is going to be called 35. Okay, so that takes care of that number and takes care of that number. Now we gotta mark this number line because we can't plot anything on this number line. So start using the mid-range of the mid-range of the mid-range of the mid-range. So what's the mid-range? 26.5 or 27? You can use 27 if you want to. 27 is the middle of these two numbers. 26.5 actually. And now you got to find the middle of the middle of the middle. Now you can do it two ways. You can subtract 18 from 27, half it, and then add it and subtract it. Or you can do the mid-range of these two numbers, 27 plus 18, and divide by 2. I don't care how you do it, but 18 to 27 is 9. Half of 9 is 4.5. 4.5 added on to 18 is 22.5. I'm going to say 23. The difference between 27 and this is what? 27 and 35, I don't know, is the same number, 9, right? Or 9 point, or something. 8. Half of 8 is 4. 27 plus 4 is what? 31. Now do half again. 18 to 23 is what? 5. Half of 5 is 2.5. 2.5, that's 21. 23 to 27 is 4. Half of 4 is 2. 25. Y'all see what I'm doing? 27 to 31 is 4. Half of 4 is what? 2. 29. Half of 4 is 2. 33. So now I've got enough, and then you can keep going if you want to, but I've got enough now to where I can plot. So what is my 25th percentile? It's dang old. 19.5, so I'm going to make it turn. I don't have purple. So I'm just going to have to use magenta. I'll just circle it with magenta. 19.5 is right about, there's 18, 19, 20, so 19.5 would be somewhere right in here. All right, brown, 28. I don't have brown. Yeah, I do. Right there. 28 is where? Right in here. And I draw my box. I'm going to use my handy dandy box maker. It's going to be black. But it starts here, goes to there. And then my mean is what? 23. And 23, I better use a yellow marker. Of course, y'all gonna complain about not being able to see it, but it doesn't matter. 23 is right there. Okay? And there's your box plot. And that's how you draw a box plot. What can you tell me about this box plot? Well, where is center? The center is at 27, right? Looks like we're a little bit skewed right. Why? Because all your data is where? Left of center, so that's skewed right. All your data is down here. So what does that tell me about our data? It may be tight, but what's wrong with it? It's all, there's more on the low end than the high end. There's more on the low end. See, I guess you could say this right here is the low end, see? And then the high end is right here. Maybe that 26, yeah. There's more on the low end, pulling it down or pulling it to the left. So, just to let you know what the data looks like. Who's got a question? Speak now, because we're going to move on after this one. Oops, that's not what I want. Let me do this. Who's got a question? No questions? I just covered this stuff so good that y'all don't have any questions. Yes, ma'am.
In the box plot, you don't include the minimum or the maximum as well as the actual box.
The minimum and maximum is the number line.
Yeah, okay, so you
Yes.
do the median and you want to do.
This right here is your box.
Okay.
This is your number line. Really, the max and the min has really nothing to do with the box plot. It just shows you where to put it. And you have to do the graduations yourself.
Which would be
The middle of the middle of the middle. Just find the middle of the middle of the middle. Yeah.
for the curve that you drew,
Mhm.
so the mean and then the standard you did.
I added it on the right and subtracted it on the left. Okay? So we'll do one more for good measure just so you can get the quartiles. Let's add another number to it. Let's make it 13. Mother's calling. Insert. Can't find insert. There it is. And we're going to do 22, 23, 24, 25, 25, 25, 26, 30, 31, 31, 32, 35, and 40. Okay, just erase all those colors. I'll have to redo the colors. All right. After this one, we're going to do a frequency distribution. So if I don't confuse you on this one, I can knock you out with that one. Give you all a couple more minutes. What's the mode? 25? Yes, Hubert. No, Hubert. I'm not paying attention, Hubert. We'll just let you talk to yourself, Hubert. All the rest should be okay. I'll check my numbers, see what y'all come up with. $28 plus 4 is 32. 32 plus 4 is 36. That looks good. 28 minus 4 is 24. Yeah, that looks good. Now let's look at the box plot. See if my numbers change the data any. So we take our handy dandy straight line and we put it across here. Oops, that's not a straight line, it's actually a rectangle, but it's good enough for government work. And the last one is 22. And the high one is 40. Mid-range comes out to be what, 31? All right, 22 to 31 is what, 9? Half of 9 is 4.5, so that'd be 26.5 or 27 is good enough for government work. Yeah, because you're just drawing. So, I mean, it ain't got to be that precise. You're just trying to see what the data is doing. And a little bit of a hair is not going to work. It's not going to matter. 31 to 40 is what, 9? Half of 9 is 4.5, so that'd be 34.5 or 35. And then 5 to 42, 37-ish, 2, 33-ish. And what you start seeing the middle. I mean, now what's the middle of 31 to 33? 32. I mean, you start to see the middle of the middle after a while. And then 27, that'd be 29. You don't even have to calculate it. And then here would be what? 23 or 24, somewhere in there. Now you do the box plot. 24.5. That's going to be, well, 24.5 is right in here. So, oops, sorry. I thought I was doing the box. Hold on. 24.5 is right in here. And the 31 right in there. And the 26, that's right in here. Somewhere right in there. So I changed my numbers, but we're still on the what? Low side. So it's still skewed what? As far as the data, it's still skewed right. A little bit more on the lower side than the upper side. And that's how you can tell your data, about your data, not just the curve, but just the data. Okay? Now y'all good on that? Everybody good? Everybody feel good about themselves? Okay. So you don't have to put all kind of weird stuff on your vehicle, right? All right. Move on. Now what do we do with a frequency distribution? Just quit and don't do it, right? Yep, that's the best thing to do. Well, you got to know the formulas for frequency distribution. And if I could ever work this thing, there we go. I'll move this down here and I'm not used to it being here. The mean of a frequency distribution is equal to the summation of f times x over the summation of x, or the summation of f times x over N. I'm sorry, summation of F, not X. Right here, that's supposed to be the summation of F. Because the frequency is the head count. The standard deviation. Now before I draw this formula, don't be intimidated by it because or the variance, because you take the square root of the variance, so you just need the variance. It's kind of intimidating, but it's not that big of a deal when I show you. N times the summation of F times X squared minus the summation of F times X quantity squared over N times N minus 1. Now we're talking about a frequency distribution. All right, so let me give you the one I gave you a while ago, or a couple of days ago. I think it was A's, B's, C's, and D's. Just use the rectangle as the line, and I don't have to do the line anyway. So here's your. I'm gonna put X classes, and then F is your head count. And then of course we did 89 to 90. I'm sorry, 89 to 99, sorry. 89 to 99 we had, let's just say 3. And then 79 to no, that's not right. 89 is not an A. 90 is an A. Sorry, I might as well just quit today. 90 to 99. 80 to 89. There we go. $70 to $79. $60 to $69. And then $50 to $59. And this is 5, 7, 2, or 4, and 2. Now, right quick, I want you to look at the formula and tell me what we already have in the formula. Somebody just tell me what you think we already have. And I'll make it green highlight, meaning that we don't have to do anything. But what do we already have looking at these formulas? I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. I heard, no. That's what I heard. What? We have F, so highlight that. We have X, F, X, got that. Here's F, we got that. Got it right here. I'm trying to get you to look at the formula, because that's what a lot of you don't do. You just sit here and look at this problem and you say, I don't know how to do it. Well, you got to look at the formula and see what you got. Okay? What else do we have? We got something else down here. Well, if you add up all the F's, what do you have? What? I heard N. So N is equal to 5 plus 3 is 8, 10, 17, 21. Now we've got what? We've got N. So it takes care of that. Takes care of that. Takes care of that. Takes care of that. For somebody that goes, I don't know what to do. Well, looks like to me you've got 75 to 80% of what you need to plug in. So don't pull that on me. You just need to read the daggone formula. Now, there is an explanation. You cannot calculate 90 to 99. You can't do that. So what you have to do is X is the midpoint of each of these classes. You need to write that down. X is the midpoint. You need to calculate that for the first, and then add the class width to it. So let's calculate. 90 plus 99 is what? $189, Hubert. That's right, class. And divide, what's 189 divided by 2?
94.5.
Thank you. 94.5. So this first one, the X, is 94.5. Now that's calculatable. Now, what's the class width? What's 80 minus 90? 10. So you're going to add 10. That'd be 84.5. 74.5. 64.5. And 54.5. So your X is to calculate your X values are your midpoints, because you can't calculate a class. You can't calculate that. Tell me how you put it in a calculator. 90-99 times 3. You can't do that. So you have to get a midpoint. All right, so we're going to have a column with the midpoint. We're going to have a column with F. What else are we going to have? A column with what? What do we not have? This right here is what we don't have. So we got to make a column with what? X squared. Then we have to make a column of F times X and a column of what? F times X squared, and take the... So all you got to do is read the what? Read the formula. Not play on your phone or your calculator. Read the formula. All right? I just can't pass math. No comment. So I'm going to take my handy dandy half page, and I'm going to go to my spreadsheet and make it a half page. And then I'm going to type these in while y'all are working on yours. I'm going to be typing these in so I can do it on the spreadsheet so you can see everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is type in my classes, because that's what's going to be given. 90 to 99, 80 to 89, 70 to 79, 60 to 69, and 50 to 59. Well, that's nice, but that ain't worth flip, okay, because we can't calculate it. So now we're going to calculate my X, and that's equal to, parentheses, 90 plus 99, close parentheses, divided by 2. And now I just add 4 to each one. So that'd be, 10 to each one. 84.5 or subtract. 74.5, 64.5, and 54.5. I've got my X's, so I'm going to highlight those because we need those. My Y is given. I mean, F is given. I'm going to put given. Class is given. And X, we have to calculate. So our F is 35742. 35742. That's given. I mean, that's what we need. We need that too. All right, so we've got our two main parts. Now what do we do? Well, look at your formulas. Again, don't be that person, I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to look at you like, I don't see your formula. You ain't looking at the formula. What does this one right here say? It says the summation of f times x over the summation of f. So translate that. I'm going to add up the products of f times x, and I'm going to add up f. Let's go back to our handy dandy page. I'm going to add up f, so I'm going to add up these. So down here I'm going to put n is equal to, and then I'm going to add up these numbers. And I'm going to highlight that yellow because that's important. Now again, how am I getting all this information? I'm reading the what? I'm reading the formula. I know it's a lot. You'd have to read a lot of work. Now what? We got summation of f. Now what else do we need? Let's go here right quick. Let's mark off. Let's take a big red dot and mark off or whatever. Mark off what we got. We got n. We got n. We got x. We got f. We got f. We got n. Got f. Got f. Got x. Got f. Got x. Got n. So what else do we need? We need x squared. So we got to go back to our handy dandy spreadsheet. And we're going to make, we got x and we got f. Now we need to write right here, we're going to put x squared. And that's equal to this raised to the second power. I'm going to copy that down. Now, of course, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put calculate. Now, we're not given this. Well, no, we're not given this. Well, you need it. I'm going to say needed, so I'm going to make that. Okay, so do we have all the components for our formula? Yes or no? Yes, we have all the components. Well, Hubert, you didn't put the square or the minus one. Well, I didn't say the operations. I said the components. Now we got to do the operations. So, name one of these. Let me just get out of this now. Look at your formula, because your formula tells you what to do. It's kind of like those things you get in a box, so your favorite, whatever you like to do. What do you have to do? Read the what? Well, here's your directions right here. Think of your most favorite thing you like to do. First thing you do is you pull out and you read the directions. When it comes to a math problem, you say, I don't know how to do it. That's what y'all do. I don't know how to do it. Read the directions. So somebody tell me what operation we can do. F times x squared is 1. What else? F times x. So I'm going to take my little blue marker because I don't like the red marker. There's an operation. There's an operation. Of course, this is an operation. And I'm not worried about this because you can do that in your head. But these three right here, this one is the same as this one. So we just need a column that's called F times X and another column called what? F times X squared. So let's do that. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make this big now because I'm going to use this, or I'm going to separate it because this is what we are given in our components. Now I'm going to come over here, I'm going to skip a space because these are the operations and I'm going to color them green. So F times X. Well, I take F, which is 3, and multiply it by what? X, Hubert. That's right, class. And there you go. We're going to color that green. And we're going to put it in bold. Oops. And f of x, we calculate. And y'all are welcome for me doing this in a nice, organized fashion. I know y'all appreciate it. You're welcome. Okay? I'm kidding. All right, what else? What's the other one? F times, oh, you're actually paying attention. You're actually interacting. F times x squared. You're not supposed to do that. Everybody's supposed to sit there like a bump on the wall. Get Muhammad your body in here, fix y'all, set y'all straight. You can get a rise out of you there. X squared times F. Okay, so that's two operations that we've done. Now what else we need? Let's go back to our formula so we can read the directions. Okay, so we got the green parts, we got the aqua part, we got the two circles. Now what do we need to do? That's not rhetorical. I'm asking y'all to interact with me.
You're saying summation, for example, F times X. Just to do the entire line of numbers.
Add them up. That's what's next. Add them up. Okay? So we're going to add up these numbers, and we're going to add up these numbers. Okay? Now you could do F times X, and you could square it and add them up. You could do that. But I'm going to wait, and I'm going to square the term at the end. Either way you do it, you get the same number. All right? Why am I not worried about these? Because that's easy. You can do that. That's, what is it? N is 21. 21 times 20. Okay? That's not a big deal. This, you're trying to get the numerator worked out. So what do we have to do to both of our lines? these two lines right here, what do we need to do to them? Add them up. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Okay? Well, I think that's it. Somebody check me. 500, 900, 1200, 14, 15, yeah. And I'm going to highlight these because these are important. And this is f times x, and this is f times x squared. Now let's go to our handy dandy formula again. I'm going to make this small, and I'm going to pull this over a little bit. Sorry. There. So let's look at our formula. Our formula says n. Do we have n? Yes. Times the summation of f times x squared. So that's going to be n, which is 21, times that BA number, which is 123,925. 123,925, blah, blah, blah. Minus what? 1594, what? Squared. Over 21 times 20. Now, go ahead and write that out because that's what you're doing with this formula right here. N is 21. F, the summation of f times x squared is this number right here. Minus the summation of f times x. And what do you do to it? Square it over 21 minus 20, or 21 times 20. Now, I'm going to do that on the spreadsheet, but I wanted you to see what it looks like on your paper. That's what it should look like. It's not that funky the way this mouse is writing.
How do you sell that? Realistically, how long does it take you to do when you stop?
Takes a while.
Yeah, like that's what.
Yeah, it takes probably about 15 minutes. About 15 minutes if you don't use Excel. And this is a fairly simple problem because there's only 5 classes, so you don't. And that's what I would give you on a test. I wouldn't give you one with 15, except for you. If I give you longer questions and everybody else got shorter questions, that means I don't like you. So, yeah.
Really want to learn.
If I really don't like you, then you don't have a chance of passing no matter what the grade is. Anyway.
61, 589.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to help y'all out. I'm going to do the actual, don't forget the mean. What is the mean? The summation of what? F times x divided by what? N. There you go. So what's the average in this class? 76 is the average. Okay? Now I got to do the variance. Well, before I do the variance, I'm going to write everything out for you. Variance is equal to, well, we got to take n, and we got to multiply it by what? F times x, the summation of f times x squared, which is that number right there, minus this number raised to the what? Raised to the second power over 21 times what? 20. I'm writing everything out. Can you cooperate with me? Huh? Can I be in charge for a while? Variance equals That comes from Full Metal Jacket, the movie Full Metal Jacket, which is a good movie.
I don't think we were alive.
Huh?
I don't think we were alive then. I've seen it.
Whatever. It's a Vietnam movie. I wasn't even alive. Be quiet. It's a good movie. All right. So now we can take 21 and multiply it by that BA number. And that's going to be this number times this number. There's that number. Now, does this BA number have to be bigger than this BA number? Yes. Why? Because what do you take of the variance to get the standard deviation? Square root. And why does this number have to be bigger than this number? Because if this was bigger than this one, then you'd get a negative, and you can't take the square root of negative. So if you get a negative number, chances are you suck. Okay?
I got 425. I got 2602, 425.25.
Are you on drugs?
I wish I was.
That comes from my cousin Denny. Now that is a good movie. Equals this raised to the what? Second power. Check it, and if you can't get it to come out right, let me know. All over 21 times what? Variance is equal to this number minus this number, and that's the number that you need to be positive, divided by 420. And your variance is equal to this number divided by this number. And then what do you do to get your standard deviation? Raise it to the 0.5 power, take the square root of it. So that's equal to this number. It's a little bit less than 12 because 144 is 12. So raised to the 0.5 power, 11.95. So now you can draw your curve. Yes, ma'am. Variance is right here. Show you how to do it. Okay. All right. Here's n times the summation of f times x squared minus this number quantity squared. BA number. This number squared, yes. And this number will always be smaller than this number. It has to be. Then divide by 420. Now, of course, I did 5 different steps. You could probably get through with 2 steps. All right? Just be careful. Now, that's the number we need right there. And go green and green. And now you can draw your what? Your curve. 76 and 12. So 76 and 12 is 88. And 12 is what? 176 minus 12 is 64. 64 minus 12 is 54. I have no idea. No, 52. Y'all check me.
Are you doing 12 or are you doing 11.95?
I'm doing 12 because I ain't going to do that right now in my head. You want to do it in your head? I don't want to do it in my head. I'm doing it just to show you what your decimals will be there, but I'm just asking you, what is 95% population going to fall between? 52 to what? 100. And is that correct? Yeah, because it's based on a 100 scale. 100 is the highest. Huh?
You should serve liquor in this classroom.
Why?
Why?
Because I want to get fired. That one person, there's always one. This California, Hubert was serving alcohol in class. I think that's
And
something
that
needs to be
needs to
done.
say, well, it is probability. It's
No, then I would get fired. Always one. And there you go. So let's do a nerd. Yeah, let's do one more. I'll give you a real simple one. Okay? 20. No, let's see. Let's go 10. I got to start from the bottom. 10 to 19. 10 to 19. 20. Yeah, just leave. Get mad and leave. Quit.
I gotta get my little boy. I want to.
That's all right. 20 to 29, 30 to 39, and 40 to 49. No, you need to sit on the front row. No, I'm just kidding. 40 to 49. I'll fix it in just a minute. And we're going to make the 40 to 49. We got 7. 30 to 39. We got 9. 20 to 29. We got 10. And 10 to 19. We got 5. All right, there you go. And that's F. And this is the classes. I'll start you off. You got to find X first. I'll get the roll while y'all are doing this. Yeah, I don't have kids this week, so I just lay up and get drunk and pass out this week. No, I don't do math.
Have you ever used probability and statistics outside of the class?
Oh yeah, yes.
For what?
Meetings, all kind. If you present, if you're the head of a department, or if you, you leave here. You're in nursing. Who's not to say that you might be the head of the floor one day, and you have to give a report every quarter. This is where you're going to need it. Or you could just make up stuff. You could do that.
Honestly.
Only 3 people died on the floor last year. We're doing a great job. Whatever you say. Oh, that's the online class. All right. Allen, Apsey, Bradley, Dudek, Grant. Who left? Who is that? I'm looking for Selma?
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Jordan. Okay. Grant is not here. Haig. Okay. Haynes. Inez. Did you send me an email, Miss Inez? Okay. Ivy. That's it. I got Ivy and Inez, and that messes me up. Ivy's in my online class. Jordan was here. I don't see Mr. Looney. He's not here. Martin is here. Nix. Ray. Smith. Strickland. Williamson. Miss Young, does she ever come in? She's downstairs. I'll count her here though. Because I don't want to get an email. You have been absent. You need to come back to class. Have y'all got one of those yet? Some of y'all have. Huh? Well, some of y'all gonna get that ain't from me, so don't. That's from those bureaucrats over there that need a job in the library. I'm anti-bureaucrat.
No.
Yep. That's why I voted for Trump. And I'll vote for Bernie before I'll vote for that other woman.
Retweet.
That woman is bad news. Them Bernies, I like Bernie folks. They'll kick butt. Even though they tried to start a bunch of trouble for the Trump people, but as long as they cause trouble for the Democrats. Well, a lot of people say that Trump and Bernie are similar. They are. They're anti-establishment. The people are voting for them because they want to vote for the person that is not the establishment. That's why Bernie's winning. I hope he does win, because I'd much rather. Oh, I just despise that woman. And after she got those four boys in Benghazi killed, I ain't got no use for her at all. So if you're, I'm sorry, there ain't no convincing me. She's evil.
You gotta claim that Trump and Bernie were gonna team up.
Have you seen that they're going to debate? They're going to debate.
He was dead serious. He was like, "That's gonna be the vice president."
No, he thinks so. I don't think he'll be the nominee. They're going to bring in Biden if he does. There's a lot of people. My personal opinion, it should be a woman, but there ain't no woman to choose from except for Condoleezza Rice, and she ain't that stupid. She's making money at whatever university she's at or whatever she's doing.
He can shoot her up and spit her out on the database.
No, that woman.
She's too weak to be in.
I don't think she's weak. I take the opposite. I think she's a very strong woman, but that's just me. I don't know. Huh? I think they would too. I like Newt Gingrich, but the only problem with that is the two white men syndrome, and Democrats can use that. But
Happened to Ron Paul.
I like Rand Paul, and he jumped out.
I'm sorry, I can't handle Rand Paul.
I can't handle Ted Cruz.
Who?
Ted Cruz.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That man is like Hillary. I would not vote for Ted Cruz. That man is crooked as a snake. I'm sorry.
All the candidates kind of.
Well, yeah. I'm for Jeb Bush. That man was a joke. That's another coronation that went bad. He thought he was just going to run the table.
Trump has all the delegates he needs.
Yeah, he has. He got it this today.
Shocker.
Jeb Bush said, there is no way Donald Trump will be the nominee. I think he'll win by landslide, just like Reagan did in '80.
Retweet. I think it's funny because, like, for the most part, people don't really admit that they're Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's either the blatant ones, which is a small few, and then everyone's like, oh no, I'd never vote for him, but somehow he keeps getting these votes. So people are like closet fans.
Yeah, just like they were for Clinton. Everybody did that for Clinton. There was people walking around saying, this stupid Clinton. The good thing about Clinton, I like Bill Clinton. I like him. I'm sorry. But he also had a Congress that worked with him too. Newt Gingrich worked with him just like Tip O'Neill worked with Reagan. You got to have that. You can't have what we got right now. What we got right now is no leadership on the Congress side and no leadership on the executive side. And it's either his way or no way. I'm sorry, I ain't got no respect. Like I said, Bill Clinton is a Democrat. I like him. I mean,
He was impeached.
I think it's
Cheated
funny.
on his wife. I don't
But
like
she,
him.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, but Hillary. Yeah.
I mean, still morally, it's not
okay,
right.
we can't talk about why he did what he did, because I can understand why he did what he did. But,
Why don't you get a divorce then?
well, that's a business partnership.
They're trying to keep it up.
She wanted to be president back then when he was president. If anybody thinks that's a real marriage, they're
it's
kidding
not,
themselves. I don't. I'd like to see Newt Gingrich in that spot myself, but I think that's who you're going to see. I think they've already decided it. But they're holding out for the. It needs to be, yeah. I think it needs to be done away with.
Yeah, just do something new.
I think the people ought to vote. You get 50 plus one, you're it.
Ryan wasn't popular about that one year, but he went full of college. But I mean, I don't think his own would have been a better president.
I do not like that guy at all. And he really has shown his ass this year. Okay, what's 40 to 49, 44.5? Huh? And then add 55.5. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. 35.5.
Screen's still frozen.
Okay, 25.5. And 15.5. Now you got all you need to start. N is equal to whatever these are. So auto sum of these, there's N. And then x squared equals this number squared. And then here is f times x. And this is f times x squared. F times x. Look at all these people getting frustrated and leaving. And this one is f times. Don't ask questions while I'm working. I can't. I'm a guy, remember? Okay, now, what? I did that right here. The class width is 10. So 44 minus 10 is 35. 45 minus 10 is 35. 35 minus 10 is 25. 25 minus 10 is 15.
44.5 minus 10 would be 45.
Oh, I did it wrong. I'm sorry. 34.5. Thank you. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
24.5. My bad. 14.5. I suck. And now copy these down. You'll need to check them, make sure they're right. There's those. Need a sum. Check those. Now we're ready to plug everything in. Mean is equal to the summation of f times x divided by what? N, Hubert. That's right, class.
It's 30 times 31. If we're using the same formula. No, that's liquor. And it'll go. Okay?
I wish I could. I'd bring everybody tequila. Tequila makes their clothes fall off. All right. Average, or no, I'm sorry. I got me messed up. Talking about tequila. So let's do variance. And that's going to be, I'm going to try to do, well, I'm just going to write everything out. N times the summation of f times x squared minus the summation, this raised to the what? Oops. Raised to the second power all over n times 30. And now just do all that. Variance is equal to this times this minus this squared over this. Variance is equal to this minus this divided by this. And then the variance is equal to this guy divided by this guy, and there's our variance. So if our variance is that, our standard deviation is going to be a little bit above 10, raised to the 0.5 power, 10.25. Now again, all of this is kind of expanded. I kind of expanded that out so y'all can see it, but you can actually do this in 2 or 3 steps.
And what did you do, okay, so I got to the 105.16, then would you do that last?
Raise that to the 0.5 power.
Okay.
Take the square root of it.
Square root, okay.
So that's what you want, and that's what you want. Now, where are we? We are almost finished. The only thing we got left is z-scores. I want to, what?
I need to see that answer.
I tell you what,
Ha!
some of these people. Okay, we are almost ready for a test. Got one more day, which will be Tuesday.